All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Millennium STEM Alberta's UNI 101 webinar series. Today, we are presenting on the topic of undergraduate student associations, specifically to the science faculty. We've gathered a whole bunch of the associations, faculty and department-wise, who are here today to share with you events they have coming up, services they provide, and just general information about their associations. So we'll get started. The agenda today is as follows. So from about 4 till 4:40, we'll be hearing from biological sciences, biochemistry, and botany. They each have about a 5-minute presentation, and afterwards, after each presentation, we'll have about 5 minutes for questions. So if you have any questions for a specific association, you can put your question in the YouTube live chat. I'll be able to read it out and ask them that question, and they'll be able to answer it. After this first group, we'll have a quick presentation from Sherry, one of our Millennium STEM Alberta colleagues, and she'll be giving some information about science honors and specialization programs. From 4:55 to 5:35, we'll be hearing from Immunology, Neuroscience, Pharmacology, and Physiology. Again, there'll be time for a Q&A after each presentation. And then from 5:40 until 6:10, we'll be hearing from Computing Science, Physics, and Chemistry. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'll hand it over to the Biological Sciences Association.
Sorry about that. Hear me? Biology Students Departmental Association at the University of Alberta. My name is Adavia and I'm the VP Student Life of the BSDA. And today we have with me Hao Hang and Jacqueline as well from the BSDA. So I'm just going to talk about who we are today and what we do as a club and how we can help you out as students from the biology department. So we represent the interests of undergraduate students at the Department of Biological Sciences at the University of Alberta. We create a community of biological science students through hosting academic and social events and fostering connections that will allow students to thrive. We provide its members with informational support regarding careers of future academia, promoting their success post-graduation as ambassadors of science. So in short, we hope that biology students, their experience through, we hope to enhance it through hosting social and academic events, advocating for biology students while working alongside the university to provide better and innovate programs that benefit biology students. So what have we done? Okay, my bad. Give me a second. Were you not able to see the presentation all this while? Okay. Would have been nice if someone told me. Okay. So this is the events that we've done so far. We've done, so I'm just going to cover some of the events that we've had over the past few years and how we've progressed from starting out as a just an initiative by a biology student to becoming a club that is recognized at the U of A, and how we have several students who are willing to join us and who are willing to learn more in when it comes to their degree. As you know, there aren't enough resources for biology students, despite it being the largest department at the U of A. So these are the events that we had. The SAGM elections, we had a social mixer, we had a study hall for students, Grad School 101, Research Info Night with IMINSA and BCSA. We had a scavenger hunt, and we also had speaker series. This year, however, we've ramped up the events, and I think that's a good thing considering our situation now. All the students need as much resources as they can get. So we have a virtual lab tour series for those who aren't able to see the lab in person. We have planned on collecting a syllabus compilation for students so that they know what they're going into when they get into courses, a biocide journal, a mentorship program tied with ICE, SAGM, that's our annual elections, and first year mixer is a must, and Zero Waste Challenge Week, Grad School 101, Research Night, Biology 399 or 499 courses, speaker series, merch, more Pictionary tournaments maybe, and we're in the process of planning dodgeball tournaments with professors, as well as getting in touch with an abroad research course for credit. So my personal experience, I joined the BSDA about a year ago as VP External, and I was just a second year. I was getting in the whole flow of my degree and just trying to figure out what I could do more, contribute to the U of A when it came to my major or my department. And I thought this was the best place to start, and it has surely helped me grow in terms of finding out how to expand my experiences within my department and learn more about what is available to me as a student in the biology department. So I'm just going to play a video from Casey, who's our president. She's not here with us today.
Hi guys, I'm Casey Wong and I am the president of the BSDA this year. I know this is probably not the best way for us to meet, but I will be camping as of right now when this presentation is going to be shared, or I might be dead, we never know. So I want to share my experience with the BSDA with you guys. I joined my second year as VP Student Life and it's been a blast. Everyone in the team is really friendly and I really enjoy planning things with them and also just chit-chatting, like socializing. Another aspect of the BSDA that I find really enjoyable is that we are very open to ideas and we're always here to throw out ideas, just even random ones that we want to do, and it's a very open space and I really love it. And our overarching goal is to represent biosci students and try to make biosci students' life easier. And sometimes it seems like the whole world is against us. Like the profs don't want to do this, the university don't want to do this, and then it's just simple things like sharing things. Like for example, syllabuses, and it's the hardest thing ever. And we hope to able to mediate and these interactions and make life easier for you guys. And if you are passionate about all the things I was talking about, or you just want to get involved with your department, feel free to join us. Join the election. We still have several positions available, and if not, we do want to expand our community, and we don't want it to just be the exact team. That's it. And we do want to involve more students, and we're figuring out how. And if you have any ideas, feel free to share with us. I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentation. I'm sure Advia, Hao Heng, and Jacqueline are always there to answer your questions, and they're very knowledgeable. So please get to them, and I'll see you guys soon.
That was Casey, our president. So that's basically what we do and what we plan on doing, which we can accomplish with your help. So we would always love to hear from you. Please join us. Our newsletter is biosda.weebly.com. You can sign up with your email, just one click, and you'll get updates on all the events that we have coming up and how you can benefit from it. And we're also looking for VP internal, VP external, VP general, and VP student life. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation. We'll have a couple minutes for questions before we transition over to biochem. So I was just going to ask if there, as you were mentioning, there are opportunities for joining the Bio Student Departmental Association. What's the best way to get in contact with you guys to join up with you?
I think the best way is to email us. So bsd@ualberta.ca. That's the best way to email us. And I think you'll know everything you need to know when you sign up to our newsletter, because we make pretty detailed ones. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I do like the bio newsletters. I get them too. They're pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, and also don't forget to follow us on Instagram, because we have all our updates in there. Facebook too, you can join us on Facebook, but we have our updates frequently going on Instagram, so don't forget to join us. I'll just check on the handle, BSDA_UAlberta.
BSDA_UAlberta. And I see we have a question. The question is, do you have to be a biology student to be a part of the organization?
No, totally not. You can join us. You can join us no matter which department you are in the sciences, but I'm sure if you're a biology student, you'll benefit more. But we always have events that are connected with like IMINSA or BCSA and other departments. So I guess you'll benefit either way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to the Biological Sciences Departmental Association for joining us. We're now going to transition over to the Biochemistry Students Association. So you guys are welcome to start sharing your screen and go ahead with your presentation.
All right, can everyone see it? Not yet.
There, is it showing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hello, we're from the Biochemistry Students Association. I'm Laura Nikego, and I'm the president of the BCSA, and I'm going into my fourth and final year of the Biochemistry honors program. And next is Josephine.
Hi, I'm Josephine Rybchuk. I'm also going into my fourth year of the biochemistry program, and I'm the VP events for this year.
And I'm Kaylin Winhella. I'm also going to my fourth year of the Biochem Specialization program, and I'm the VP Communications.
So what is biochemistry and what are we all about? Biochemistry is the chemistry of living organisms and is a molecular basis for change occurring in all living cells. Through biochemistry studies, it allows for practical advances in areas such as medicine, agriculture, veterinary medicine, and forensics, so it's a fairly useful field. At the University of Alberta, we have two main programs. We have the honors program, which has a little bit more intensive requirements, such as a 3.0 GPA, 3 credits in math, 6 credits in physics, and 3 credits in either a math or a stat option, as well as 5 upper-level biochem courses, which cover a wide range of topics, and a 6-credit year-long directed research project in fourth year. If that sounds like maybe a little bit too much for you, or you'd like to make it a bit easier, we have a specialization program where there's only a 2.7 GPA requirement, 6 credits in math, stat, or physics, and only 4 upper-level biochem courses, and a 3-credit semester-long research project in fourth year. Alternatively, you can do it in third year if it interests you, or if you just like to get more experience.
So what careers are available with a biochemist degree? So most students will go on to do a master's or a doctorate degree. However, some will also go into professional programs such as medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, business, or law. And so potential options that are open to students with biochem degrees are biochemists, of course, immunologists, medical writers, researchers, quality control managers, toxicologists, virologists, as well as many others.
So what is the Biochemistry Students Association? So it's a group run by the undergraduates within the biochemistry program, and we help provide academic support, familiarization within our department, and also many networking opportunities. So mainly in first year, it's usually about second year that people become more familiar with the biochemistry program, as that's when the introductory biochemistry course begins. And even then, those courses are heavily saturated in that I think only 1 in 10 students in those introductory classes actually have biochemistry students in them. So it's very hard for like sophomores or freshmen to become more familiar with the department. So the BCSA serves to provide some sort of familiarization and just many networking opportunities, as well as we also host many public events. We help sell apparel, so merch, and we also host many multiple annual events such as meet and greet with many of the biochemistry professors. And these mostly help to serve because most of our research courses, you usually require a supervisor to help with those programs, right? And so most of our meet and greet and careers night help for our undergraduates to become more familiar with those professors, as well as we also have some careers night where many people who graduated from the undergraduate program who now work in industry or other professional fields network with our undergraduates. And we also have tours of many of the biochemistry laboratories. And we also have an exam registry with many past exams from other biochemistry courses. Yeah. Slide. Oh, okay. Oh, can you go back after this? Oh, okay. Oh, so within the biochemistry department, we have 7 key positions within our executive group. The president, which is myself this year, I help allocate some of the tasks within our executive group. The vice president helps me with that, and our VP events helps with planning and executing and examining the risk of many of our events. And we also have a communications vice president who helps with sending out emails and also advertising and making wonderful posters. We have a VP external who helps connect our biochemistry association with many of the other groups within faculty of science or other faculties within the university. And we also have a VP internal who helps connect our group internally with many of the professors or many of the other individuals within our department. And we have a VP finance who helps with our bank account and helps to create a budget. And so this year we're hoping to plan several events, mostly just to help facilitate just with the whole coronavirus going on. It's very hard for people to network virtually. And so we want to help lessen the burden of that. So we do have a mentorship program that's currently on the way, and it's mostly targeted towards first and second years. We're actually going to send out a form for that sometime later this week for interested mentees for that program. And we also are planning to host several social nights and games night just to help familiarize undergraduates with our student group as well as other people in our biochemistry department. And we also have our general meet and greet, like I mentioned earlier, and the careers night where undergraduates get to meet people who graduated from the program who are working in professional fields. And we're also going to have probably a grad mixer, so many of the people, because in our department, it's the interactions between the graduate students and undergraduate students, it's very fluid. Like me personally, and I know many of the people in our department, we know a lot of our grad students. And so we just want to make a mixture where the grad students get to tell us more about grad school and then other professional programs they're interested in. And we also have various other events, which I can mention if anyone has a question about that. Yeah.
So lastly, how can you guys get involved with BCSA? So one way is to become an ambassador, and we will be choosing our first, second, and third year ambassadors very soon. So if you're interested, you can apply. You can also join our mailing list, and I believe a sign-up sheet is being made available to all of you. But if you can't access it for some reason, it's just bcsa@ualberta.ca. We also have a Facebook page, which is U of A Biochem Students Association, and an Instagram page that is U Alberta BCSA, and we post a lot of stuff for upcoming events as well as just stuff going on in the department on there for everyone. And that is all we have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your presentation. We had one question. So can a first-year student fill these positions? So for the ambassador positions, would a first-year student be able to fill those?
For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And
definitely. We take an ambassador from each year. So anyone interested who's in the first year can definitely apply for that position. And it's a great position to become more familiar with the department, because last year I was the third year ambassador, and that's how I became a little more familiar with the association. So like that's definitely a good idea.
awesome. And I think in Kisa's question was just asked um, for any association. I think any associations that are looking for applications coming up, I think a first year would be able to sign up for some of those positions. So make sure you take a look at to what requirements they have. So we are now going to transition over to our last presenter for this group, which is Shauna from the Botany group. So I'll let you share your screen and go ahead and present.
Can you see my presentation?
Yep.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Organization of Botany Students presentation. My name is Shauna. I'm the co-president this year. This is our newest logo made by our former exec Tabea, who flexed their creative side with this great piece. If you're creative, we do want to see your stuff if you like to draw plants and things. So we are the OBS, and you can find us sharing our plant interests and knowledge with the campus community. We encourage you to reach out to us by email at obs@ualberta.ca if you have any questions or want to learn more about us. Our club was founded in the 1980s by a couple of graduate students in the botany department, which no longer exists, but OBS persists to this day as a biological sciences departmental association. We foster plant interests to and with both undergrads and graduate students by hosting various plant-related events, but we are most well known for hosting our biannual plant sales, campus plant tours, field trips, and also workshops. We have virtual events planned for this year in the light of the pandemic, but are sure we can have just as much fun as we usually do. Consider joining us for our pumpkin carving event on October 30th. To show us your carving skills. Please also reach out to us if you're interested in joining our ongoing group chat. Our executive team consists of 2 co-presidents this year, Dan and myself. We go way back to fall 2018 when we both took Botany 205 together. Erin is our advertising manager, and our treasurer this year is David. Heather is our secretary. Casti is our volunteer coordinator, Skylar is our event organizer, and our program assistant is Jordan, and she'll be pasting links in the chat for you. As you can see, our club is a great way to make friends from a variety of faculties, and we're all available for by email at obs@ualberta.ca. We usually volunteer and network with various plant societies in the Edmonton area, such as the Orchid Species Preservation Foundation. They've been known to table alongside us at our plant sales to show off some wicked orchids. I'm also a new member of the Edmonton Native Plant Society, and I volunteered with them this summer at their native plant sale. We've also been in contact with Wagner Natural Area and may have a socially distant weeding event out there in the future if things settle down and in-person events resume. If you want to participate, then please reach out, and it's a great way to add to your resume. Our club also offers a yearly undergraduate student scholarship to those who have taken at least one botany course. If you haven't already, then that's okay. Please email us if you have any questions about our favorite botany courses. Please see the YouTube chat for a link to the Biosci if you haven't already and scholarship page. To become a member of the OBS, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter. The link should be posted in the chat. You can also email us at obs@ualberta.ca at a later time requesting to join. Please also note that some executive positions will be opening up for the winter 2021 term if you want to help run the OBS. Connect with us. We want to hear from you and see all your cool plant photos. You can reach out to us by email, through Bear's Den, and our outdated website. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, where we may be doing contests and giveaways for OBS swag. Finally, here's some photos of some plants that our execs have taken. I think the first picture is of a pink aloe of sorts. The second is of a ghost pipe. To the right there is a pitcher plant. Bottom left is a sensitive plant. Its leaves curl up when you touch it. There's also a butterwort there in the center with sticky leaves, and it eats fungus gnats. And a good old black-eyed Susan, if you've ever seen those around the Edmonton area. If you're interested or want to send us photos, we'd love to see them. Please email us. Again, I'm a broken record, obs@ualberta.ca. And I think we'll enter the question period, and I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Thank you so much. We do have a question. Someone's asking, would a non-bio major student be able to join clubs like these?
Absolutely. We have a lot of our execs are actually part of different faculties, arts, kinesiology, and we've had engineers in the past, people from AILS. Yeah, we're pretty inclusive. We welcome everyone.
That's great. I have a personal question. Do you have any botany courses that you recommend that were pretty fun for you?
For me, I mean, I guess everybody always says this, but drug plants was a really cool botany course. Botany 380, I believe. There's also fungi biology, which I know a lot of our execs have taken, and we like mushrooms also. But Botany 205 is the first one that you would start with, I believe. Yeah.
Someone else is asking what your favorite plant is.
My favorite plant. Oh, it was in my presentation there. It's called, I'm going to butcher the scientific name, Hierochloe odorata, which is a sweetgrass.
That sounds like a pretty cool plant. If there are any more questions from anyone in the audience, feel free to submit it now. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll begin our transition over to the next group of presenters. All right, I don't think there's going to be any more questions for this group. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Biological Sciences, Biochemistry, and Botany associations for presenting today. We hope that everyone who's been attending so far has been able to hear from some associations they're interested in. We'll now take a little bit of a break. So for anyone who's watching, there'll just be a screen saying that the webinar will resume shortly, and we'll come back at around 4:45 for a science honors and specialization presentation. So yeah, thank you so much to all the associations who have presented so far. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back from the break. We're just going to start with a short presentation about honors and specialization programs in science. So a quick overview. Why should you be doing an honors or specialization degree? So obviously, I'm sure you've all heard of an honors and specialization degree, where it's a little bit more of a rigorous program compared to a general degree. But there are some reasons why I think that you should consider it, or you should maybe reconsider taking an honors or specialization degree. And in addition, most of these programs are really get going in second year. So if you're not sure about anything, I would just recommend to take a general year in your first year because many of the courses are the same, and to switch in your second year once you've decided for sure that you know what you want to do. So we'll start with some poor reasons why you're considering an honors or specialization degree. The top one is going to be as a requirement to get into any sort of professional program like med, dent, or law. I feel like it's a common misconception that you have to take an honors or specialization to get into these, and that is definitely not true. There may be some advantage, but it's definitely not a requirement. So don't feel pressured because of that. Another thing is if you just want a better GPA, honors and specialization is not the way to go because the courses that you have to take are typically a bit more rigorous. The professors have higher expectations, and if you're not really interested, then I don't think it's worth the effort. If you feel like you have no other choice, either because of your friends or your parents, again, your university degree should really be your own career choice. So taking one general year in first year or even second year and really evaluating what you want to do in the future can help with that. And definitely don't do it just because the degree sounds cooler. I don't think that is worth the effort. But there's also a lot of good reasons why you should consider taking an honors or specialization. This includes if you want a more focused degree. So in many of these honors specialization programs, there is a career path or like a course path that you would take, and they kind of guide you through a specific field, such as for immunology, neurophysiology, or pharmacology. They all have a very directed program, and if you know that you are interested in this, then it's definitely would be beneficial to take this program. Also, if you just want to meet a lot of people who have similar interests as you and be part of kind of the scientific community in that field, an honors and specialization degree is definitely the way you want to go because everyone in your courses is really like you. They all are interested in very similar things, and you'll definitely get to meet a lot more professors, grad students, research technicians, and more. And as well, if you're interested in pursuing higher level education, such as research, or a career in academia or other professional programs, like I mentioned, and that you know that you're interested in the specific field, then doing an honors and specialization will definitely prepare you in terms of the rigor and the level of discipline that you will need. Another benefit of taking some of these programs is that you may be able to get priority registration into courses if that is important to you. So what is the difference between an honors and a specialization degree? Obviously, they're very similar, and there are programs that only offer honors or only offer specialization. But in essence, an honors program requires you to maintain a higher GPA with a full course load, as well as complete research in your final year. You also have to complete the program within 5 years, although there are some exceptions. For a specialization degree, it's a little bit more I would say flexible. You only need to maintain a 2.3 GPA, and there is definitely a wider course selection, such as being able to choose a minor, which you cannot do in an honors degree. If you would like more information about the admissions requirements, you can check out the U of A Alberta Admissions Chart 7, which is linked here, and I'll send a link to the presentation in the chat. Basically, from high school, you need a minimum of 75%. And if you're transferring from a university degree, either in first year or second year, you need at least a 2.3 GPA on 24 credits in the fall and winter terms. In addition, there's some specific programs that may have course requirements or higher grade requirements. So if you really have any questions about a specific program, I would advise you to take a look at who the program advisor is. This is typically a professor or administrator in the department who knows a lot about the ins and outs of the program. As well, definitely head over to the program student associations. Some of these will be presenting on later today, and they are also very knowledgeable and can definitely and super willing to help you out if you are interested. So that's it. That's all I have for now, but if you have any questions, feel free to send in the chat. We'll have about a 3 to 4 minute period for questions. And while I'm waiting for that, there's just a handbook that our group, Millennium STEM Alberta, has put together. This is a very good resource, especially for first-year university students. Just if you don't know what you're interested in, or like if you need a resource for anything at all, definitely check out this handbook. It has a bunch of links to university web pages as well as external web pages. And I'll stop sharing my presentation for now. If there are no questions, we'll just take a quick break before we start with the next set of presentations.
We have a question. Someone asked, I've heard some specializations have a required 1-year internship. Why do some have that and some don't?
In terms of the specialized internship program, I believe that's more, I could be wrong about this, so feel free to correct me, but it's definitely more for those, I believe, technical programs, such as if you're doing medical laboratory sciences or a nursing program specialization, because those require on-field training, whereas many of the honors and specialization programs, such as Neuroscience, Physiology, Pharmacology, those are more of an academic program, so those will not require the internship. All right, if there's no more questions, then we'll just take a quick 2-minute break and get all of our presenters ready. Thank you guys for listening. Hi guys, sorry for that longer break than we anticipated, but we're back. The next 4 presentations will all be honors programs. I believe they're honors only programs, although I think they will clarify that in their presentation. So we have Immunology, Neuroscience, Pharmacology, and Physiology coming up. If you have any questions, definitely send them throughout the presentation and we'll answer them at the end. And now we're going to get started with the Immunology Students Association.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so my name is Ikwak, and I am the president of the Immunology and Infection Student Association. And so we've just been recently been active for the last like two years now, 2 years, and Immense has been a part of the university for longer than that, but we got started again 2 years ago, and so we just restarted doing. Is it switching slides? No. Oh, there we go. So we've done like a lot of our previous events, and we've done a variety of events in the past before, including U School and our grad banquet. And with U School, we basically just did we introduced like a bunch of younger year classes. I think it was like grades 3, 4s, and 5s to different aspects of immunology and science. And this included for younger students like proper hand washing, and then we also did like principles of antibiotics and what different bacteria and viruses look like. And then we've also planned one of our main social events was our grad banquet, and we're probably not doing this year, or we didn't do it last year as well because of the whole situation with COVID. But we're going to be hopefully planning to do it in a safer way in the coming future. And then we've also run different events, like different mixers and fun events, like the Kahoot nights and karaoke nights. And again, we also plan to do this later in the future in a safer way when that's possible. And for fundraising, we've had a couple fundraisers in the past now. We've had our merchandise sales, which every year Immensa has. It's our annual hoodie sales. And it's like an immunology and infection is written across the front of the hoodie. And then we're also going to have this same sale this coming year. And we're going to probably be doing this through a delivery system, which we haven't quite figured out quite yet, but we'll be doing that. And then this year, we also plan on selling other merchandise, such as stickers, keychains, and personalized face masks. And yes, we do also sell giant microbes. And this is probably one of our most, we're known for this the most, it's very popular to sell like these giant plush microbes. And we're definitely going to be doing that this year as well. And so we also, another event that we have is our Meet the Advisors Night. And this is an annual event that we do, which gives students a chance to meet their immunology advisors. So for our advisors, we have Dr. Stafford, Dr. Magor, and Dr. Ingham. And depending on which advisor you get is based on your last name. And these are great people to reach out to if you have any questions about your degree requirements, or like if you want to figure out which classes you need to take or planning out your 4 years. They're great people to talk to. And for the most part, you can usually talk to any of them if you just send them an email, not really depending on what your last name is. And an event that we're gonna start doing more this year is our online study groups. And what we're thinking is this year, Immensa will be hosting study groups for all of the main immunology classes. We think that it'll be very helpful for students to come together to discuss material and any other questions that they have about their classes. And this is also going to be a great opportunity for upper year students to help out other younger year students with the classes that they've had success with. So we're going to be, when time gets closer, we're going to be putting out recruiting emails for upper year students that have taken these higher immunology classes and done well in them, and to help teach the younger year students. And then another one of our great events that we have is our research night. So every year our club hosts a research night where undergraduate students in the immunology program and other biological science programs present on how they got involved in research, and including like they tell us about their research, like what they're doing. And so in immunology, there's different 499 programs, which are whole year programs. We also have 498 programs, which are half year research programs. And then there's also 399 programs for students in their second and third years. And then there's also like different ways like summer research to get involved as well. And just doing undergraduate research is like a great way to like get involved in research and like really learning what research is, and like, you know, how, and like seeing if you want to do it in the future, going for grad school and stuff. It's a great way to learn about it. So the Immensa is also a great way to connect with your fellow immunology students through different Immensa events, mixers, research nights, online study groups. It's just a great way to, you know, meet other immunology students, because these are going to be students that are taking the same class as you, and they're going to be, usually if you're a first year student, you'll see the same group of people throughout all your classes, because a lot of the time these classes are only offered once a year, so you're going to get to know your classmates well anyways. But with the Immensa, it's just a great way to meet all of these people in your classes in like a social setting, and it's a great way to get to know people. And so our first event that's actually coming up is our Immensa Back to School Virtual Mixer. And this is there's going to be more information on this coming, but it's scheduled for September 11th from 6 to 8. And if you just join our mailing list, I think if you guys aren't on it right now, you guys probably just shoot us your emails later on, and we'll figure out a way to get them to us, and then we can add you to our mailing list, and then we can get you guys involved. And then, so this is our executive team. Yeah, my picture's not there right now, but yeah, I'm the president, and then this is the rest of our people. And yes, and so we're also on social media. We're on Facebook right now and Instagram, and we're also getting a Discord service soon for it'll be an easier way for us to plan to communicate with you guys and like talk to everyone in Immensa. Yeah, and I think that's all. If you guys have any questions, I'll be free to take all you guys' questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much. While we wait for the questions, I just have a couple of my own. So I know the microbes are really popular and I've always wanted one, but how would I like go and get one during COVID? Like, are you guys going to be selling them online as well?
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to probably have like some sort of Google form where you guys can select your microbes and then place an order, and then we're going to be doing payments through Interact e-Transfer, because we've done that in the past as well with our events, and it's worked great for us. So we're going to do payments through e-Transfer, and then we're going to be setting up like a delivery system where we come like drop it off like at your door, like with like no contact just like no contact delivery system.
Awesome. That sounds pretty great. In terms of like the online study groups, like, are there any specific classes that you guys are thinking of having them for?
Probably just like the main immunology classes, like IMN 200, like IMN 324, IMN, all of the main immunology classes, like IMN 405, innate immunology, just like the main, all like the big immunology classes.
Awesome. Sounds good.
And depending on the interest, we're also thinking for if people also need help with their first year, like introductory biology classes and stuff like that, we might do it for that as well, depending on the interest.
All right, that sounds pretty awesome. And can you be in any program if you wanted to join these online study groups?
Yeah, for sure. Like anyone that's in immunology classes. I know for IMN 200, for example, there's actually a lot of people. It's a pretty big class, and a lot of people that are not in immunology in the program take that class. So our study groups would be open to anyone that's interested.
Awesome, sounds great. Thank you so much for your presentation, and that was really informative. So
thank you.
Awesome. So thank you to the Immunology and Infection Students Association. Next up, we're going to have the Neuroscience Students Association present.
Hi there. Working?
All right. Okay, so let's go full screen. back it up there. All right, so hello and welcome everyone to the neuroscience portion of the UNI 101 webinar. We hope you've enjoyed it so far. My name is Christian Royce. I'm the VP External for the NSA, and along with Jenny Sun, who's the VP Social and Grad, we'll be walking you through this. So I will turn it over to Jenny for the next slide.
Right, so I'm going to go over kind of an overview of our neuroscience program. So first of all, the neuroscience program is quite a rigorous undergraduate science program. It's exclusively offered in honors only. You need a minimum of 3.3 GPA to continue, and research is highly encouraged, as we have Stream A and Stream B. For research in the fourth year. Stream A is independent study and lab research, and Stream B is the undergraduate honors thesis. So the program has 4 years in total. 2 years is very similar to some other programs, like med school, I guess. There's just a bunch of general classes in those 2 years, and then in the second 2 years, there's kind of a more specialized focus on some subjects, like physiology, psychology, pharmacology, and neuroscience in general. And the program itself is coordinated by the NMHI, the Neuroscience and Mental Health Institute, and this kind of allows us to bridge a gap between the two and allows undergraduate students to have more exposure with these neuroscience staff in general. And the program is catered to research and grad studies, so it's generally like a link to higher education, where even in undergrad, you're able to write a thesis under an NMHI supervisor. And there are many different disciplines brought into the neuro program. You'll likely be meeting students from many other programs through classes and events in general. And each of these students, many of them are very supportive and driven, and the profs and PIs are very knowledgeable. So I highly encourage you to socialize and get to know some more people in general.
All right. And then in terms of events with the NSA, these are a few that pop up pretty much every year, and we'll likely be introducing some new ones just given how different this year will be. So definitely follow us on Facebook. But the first would be the Research Info Night, similar to IMINSA. And so that is basically just a chance to learn what research in an undergraduate degree looks like, how to properly reach out to PIs, why research is valuable in the first place. And that's typically in late October. The Neuroscience Mixer, usually in early November, brings together undergraduate and graduate students in the neuroscience program, as well as certain professors and PIs within the program and from the NMHI, and just gives them the chance to collaborate, discuss research. It's a great chance to meet other students in the program and set up study groups and whatnot. And then lab tours are late November and January, but that definitely varies. And those are just a chance to see the labs in person, ask questions to the PIs, and get an introduction to their research. And then merchandise is also a very popular fundraising initiative for the NSA. And so I included some designs here. The middle two were the winning designs from last year, the black hoodie and the gray crew neck. And then neuroscience students, of course, have big brain energy, or at least we like to think so. And then the sensory homunculus is to the right there, which was another popular design. So we definitely will be continuing that this year, and stay tuned for that. And yeah, follow us on Facebook for any other event updates.
All right, so how do you get involved in general with the neuroscience program? Well, there are many ways. First of all, there's a lot of research involved in accordance with the NMHI. In your fourth year, as mentioned before, you'll have the option to write an undergraduate thesis in neuroscience, and as well, there are a bunch of research courses that can prep you for this, such as Biology, 299, 399 in second and third years in general. But you are still encouraged to maybe like reach out individually to available PIs listed on the NMHI page. Like it's very nice that way that you can do that. So the second thing is you can attend the Undergraduate Neuroscience Conference. It's hosted in Lethbridge this year and will most likely be online, I believe. But it brings together researchers from all across Canada, and just to showcase neuroscience-related research, well, there's many disciplines as well, including physiology, pharmacology, psychology, biochemistry, all of that. And yeah, then there is us, the Neuroscience Students Association. We're your undergraduate students association. Basically, we organize the events that you saw on the last slide. We're currently thinking of creating subcommittees for any students that are interested in helping us with some of our duties. That would be really appreciated. And we'll let you know some further details through our mailing list perhaps later. But if you're interested in any of it, feel free to contact us. We have an email at neuro@ualberta.ca. Yeah, so next ones are a couple of these volunteer things you can do on the side. They're pretty great. First of all, like Eureka Partners, it's kind of like it's like partnering university students with local high school students, and allows you to kind of get a head start on like an understanding of research and like statistics. It's a great way to like network with research-oriented students and also share what you know with younger students. And Brainwaves is pretty similar in the way that it educates young children about brain health and safety. It's also a great extracurricular for those looking to work with children. And last but not least, there's Week of Welcome, but it's not exactly neuroscience related. It's just a pretty awesome program that brings together upper year and lower year students together for a time on campus, but I guess it would be online right now, just with tours, concerts, games, all that.
Awesome. All right, and then last slide here, just wanted to include the full NSA team. So our president is Joseph Serrano, who unfortunately was not able to make this, but if you have any further questions, that is the email to reach out to, neuro@ualberta.ca. And then VP Academics Sherry Gua, who of course is hosting this event, myself, Christian Royce, VP External, Jenny Sun, VP Social and Grad, everyone else. And then our program advisor, Dr. Sylvia Pagliardini. Unlike Imensa, we just have the one for the whole program. So on neuro@ualberta.ca is the email to contact just for any academic related questions. But again, otherwise just general questions about getting involved with us, events, anything like that. Neuro@ualberta.ca is the email to reach out to contact Joseph, and he'll be able to help you out with anything. All right, and then, yeah, so neuro@ualberta.ca once more. Our Facebook page and Instagram. Thank you, everyone, and we can now take some questions.
Awesome, thanks so much. So while we wait, I'm just going to send a couple of links that you guys can check out for the getting involved. It's a Google Doc page with a bunch of awesome links to NMHI, brainwaves, all the things that they mentioned. Out of curiosity, one of my questions would be, so this merchandise, which looks pretty awesome, is it available to students outside of the program as well?
Yes, it is. And so as part of the fundraising last year, we just opened up like a Google form that people could fill out if they were interested. And we just posted that to our Facebook page. But anyone who hops on the Facebook page would have been able to see it, share it with their friends, family. And we had a lot of people who had like parents and family members purchase it as well, people outside of the NMHI. And so, yeah, definitely follow us on Facebook for updates there. But certainly if you're into neuroscience related merchandise, you can buy some.
Awesome, that sounds good. I guess your presentation is pretty thorough because it seems like there's no questions. So if you guys still have any questions, feel free to email any of the people that the Neuroscience Students Association have linked. We'll now be moving on to the next presenter, which is the Pharmacology Students Association.
All right, let's get this going. Oh, okay. Okay.
Looks good.
Right, perfect. Then get going here.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Keela Trino. I'm the president of the Pharmacology Students Association. I'm here with Talia, one of our VP academics, and she's going to talk a little bit about the academic programs we're offering this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Keela. So the Pharmacology Students Association, first and foremost, we represent all of the undergraduate students under the Department of Pharmacology. So we offer both honors and specialization programs. We also provide resources for all students who are taking pharmacology courses to help them succeed in their academics. And we also hold academic and social events. If you want to check out our Facebook and our Instagram, we've got links below here. And what we do as an association, to keep it brief, we hold social events and fundraisers every year. So in the past, we've had workshops, we have had games nights. There's also been a sushi night, if I remember correctly, and we usually run a few bake sales every year. However, with everything that's going on with COVID-19, all of our future plans are currently subject to public health guidelines. Although, as far as I'm aware, we're working on maybe having some online events and mixers, but we haven't firmed up any details for that yet. But that will go out on our mailing list once we have our plans totally confirmed. We're also providing academic support and resources for the 3 core pharmacology courses, being 200, 343, and 344. In the past, we've always offered review sessions, usually in a Q&A type format, but we are working on revamping those. This year, we're also starting to offer online flashcards through Quizlet, and we're working on creating topic review sheets that include some practice questions that we've created ourselves and tips based on instructors that we've worked with and how they choose to test usually. We also hold a graduation event and banquet every year, except for last year, unfortunately, to celebrate our 4th year students who will be completing their degrees. We also offer lab tours every year, usually in and around January, which are fantastic opportunities for students to meet some of our faculty members, learn about their research. It's also awesome for students who are going into their 4th year of honors or specialization who are looking for a PI for their final research projects, or for students who are in their 3rd years looking to do a 301 or a 302, or those looking to do summer studentships as well. We also offer an annual sweater sale. All of the forms for that are going to be online, and because of COVID, we started doing home deliveries. So once the sweaters are all received, they get repacked and sent directly to you, which is fantastic.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So if anyone has any questions about the academic support that we offer, we really encourage you to email us at pharmacology@ualberta.ca. And we're also recruiting for 2nd and 3rd year representatives. So if you are a representative, you would be presenting in front of your class, depending on how Zoom is going to be working. And you would also learn, kind of the background of how groups work, how they form, how Bear's Den works and all of that stuff. And you would also get a little bit of priority when we are choosing our new executive team next year. So that's a really great opportunity to get involved and get lots of behind the scenes work. We're also starting a mentorship program with the Graduate Pharmacology Students Association. So essentially we would be pairing a pharmacology student. It's okay if you're not in pharmacology, we would really accommodate you as well. But you would be paired with a graduate student based off of your interests. So we do have a Google form for that. So if you were interested in anything that we're talking about today, again, please email us at pharmacology@ualberta.ca. This is not in terms of the PSA, but we also are collaboration with Golden Mentors. So Golden Mentors provides academic support, but also supplies volunteer positions. So you could get help with any courses outside of the Faculty of Science, inside the Faculty of Science, but you could also volunteer. So if you happen to be a second year student who has gotten a grade of an A- or above in any course, please feel free to email goldenmentors@gmail.com. And you could also tutor high school students if you're interested in that as well. And we do offer, they do offer reference letters available if they are requested in time. So yeah, that's everything we have today. Thank you so much for Millennium STEM for having us here today.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for coming out and presenting. Feel free to send the questions in the chat when you guys want to. In the meantime, I just have a quick question about Pharmacology 200. I know that's kind of like the intro pharmacology course, but like, what's it really about?
So it's kind of like most introductory courses, except what's really special about pharmacology, especially Pharmacology 200, is you take a really deep dive with that course, which really gives you so much foundation for other neuro courses or physiology courses. I know for me personally, I was taking Physiology 212, 214 at the time, and it was helping me so much with both courses. And everything you learn in that course will, stick with you for life because it is very interesting. So you have different professors in different specialties, which, talk about their specialties, and you actually learn a lot about research and drugs.
Yeah, that sounds like a really awesome course. So there's a question in the chat. Someone's asking, how is Pharmacology 412 as a course? If you guys have experience.
Okay, so I'm entering my 4th year, so is Talia. So we have yet to enter the course.
We are both going to be taking it.
We are, yeah, we're both enrolled in it. But for the person who's asking, please email Pharmacology. I already forgot our email. Oh my gosh, but email us. And we will find someone who has already taken the course, and maybe we can develop a mentor relationship for that course for you if you are entering that course. But what I've heard so far from anyone who is in their 4th year is that all pharmacology courses are very interesting.
Sounds awesome. Thank you so much for coming out to present. And yeah, definitely email pharmacology@ualberta.ca. It's sent in the chat if you guys are interested in checking that out. And yeah, I guess there's no more questions. So thank you so much for coming to present.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. We're going to move on now to the last presentation of this group, which will be the Physiology Students Association.
All right. I'll just pull up the present here.
Yep, looks good.
Looks good? Okay, perfect. So hello, everyone. My name's Devin, and I'm here with, I'm the co-president along with Haley of the Undergraduate Physiology Students Association. So like all these other student groups, our main goal is to just provide support in the form of events that provide information to students in physiology, whether that be like through academic events that, like lab tours that will introduce students to various different labs and research in the physiology department, or social events that can help develop cohesion within the physiology student's body. As a students group, we consist of elected executives as well as appointed representatives, a first, a second, and a third year representative, which we'll talk more about in a minute here. And we are a registered student group at the U of A. So like I said, a lot of what the UPSA does is host events
Some of the ones we've had in the past are our How to Get Involved in Summer Research seminar, where we go through different strategies on how to approach professors, how to write them an email, have professors speak at the event, all kind of valuable information like that for anyone who's looking at getting involved in a summer studentship. As well, we have other various programs. Our Your Future in Fizzle seminar is very popular. It gives students the opportunity, especially lower year students, gives them the opportunity to learn more about classes that they will take in their upper years, the 400 and 500 level courses, and many others that we could spend all kinds of time talking about. In terms of courses, the first physiology course that we've actually already had somebody mention is a course that you take in your second year when you're in physiology. It's called Physiology 212-214, and it's really just the baseline introduction to what is physiology, right? You learn a little bit about the nervous system, the reproductive system, the cardiovascular system, and it's just a great way to get started with the subject.
So once you enter your upper years of the physiology program, you can start taking more specialized courses. Say if you really enjoyed reproductive physiology, you can take Physiology 400. We also have cardiovascular physiology, fetal physiology, and a really cool lab course where you can get introduced to laboratory techniques called Experimental Techniques in Physiology, Physiology 310. And you do not have to be in physiology to take these courses. So if you're in another biomedical program and you're interested in these courses, you can enroll in them. And at our Your Future in Fizzle event, which will be in winter 2021, we'll be going more in depth into these courses and what they entail. So if that's something you're interested in, you can keep an eye on our newsletter by emailing us or keeping up with our social media. So if you'd like to get involved with the UPSA, we will be looking for reps. So we're looking for first, second, and third year reps. So these students are responsible for representing students in their year of the program and coming to our executive meetings and sharing their opinions and thoughts of the students in their year. And they'll also be working closely with our VP fundraising as well as our VP external to help plan fundraisers and also high school outreach and grad. So this is a great opportunity to get some leadership experience, get introduced to the UPSA, and start to learn how to work with a committee and plan events. Devin and I both started as reps, so it's a great way to get involved with the UPSA. So we have one more program that is catering to first and second year physiology students. We'll be running our own sort of peer mentor program. So if you're in the first or second year physiology, you can be paired with a third or fourth year who will essentially guide you through the physiology program. They can provide some study tips and advice for physiology courses or even first year courses. Also, if you'd like to know more info about the research program, the different streams of the physiology program, they can guide you through that. Each mentor will only have 1 or 2 mentees, so it'll be very personal. And it's a great way to learn more about the physiology program. So you can join our email list for that as well if you're interested. And our email, once again, is upsa@ualberta.ca. So for any more questions, or if you're not in physiology but would like to get our updates, you can just shoot us an email and we'd be happy to respond. And we're happy to take a few questions now.
Great, thank you so much. So we'll just wait a bit for questions to come in. Meanwhile, I'm just curious. So for both of you, what were your favorite physiology courses so far?
Haley, do you want to go first?
Sure. So last semester, I think, or last year, my favorite course I took was Physiology 403, which is Neuroendoimmunomodulation. It's a really cool course because you get to connect the nervous system, endocrine system, and immune system in ways that you never would have thought of. Previously, you learn that these systems are all separate, but in this course, you start to see that they're also connected, and I think it was just a really cool course taught by Dr. Hamza, who is a bit of a fan favorite in the physiology department, so it's just a really great course.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah, and mine was probably Physiology 310. It's a lab-based course, so there's no exams, no midterm, no final, nothing like that. You're only judged on lab reports, and it's a really cool way to learn about some of the different research techniques that's used in the biomedical field. yeah, so it's just a really awesome course, and it's really hard to get into. There's only about 20 spots a semester, so you definitely have to sign up early if you're interested.
All right, that sounds really cool. I don't think there's been any questions in the chat, but just to clarify, for your year in physiology, the information night, is that available to all students or just physiology students?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So it should be, since it most likely will be online, it's very easy to have a lot of students show up. So in the previous years, we've had it mostly catered to physiology students, but this year we probably will make it more available to anyone in other programs who are interested in taking some upper year physiology courses.
Awesome, sounds great. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Definitely check out the email that they have on the screen right now. I will send that into the chat. And if you have any more questions, definitely feel free to reach out and contact them. And again, thank you so much for coming out and presenting.
Absolutely, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Sounds good. So then we'll be moving on to our final group of presenters. We'll just take a quick 5-minute break until 3:40. So see you guys then.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We have our last group today. We have our computing science, physics, and chemistry student associations presenting in the next couple of minutes. Same thing, if you have any questions, there'll be a short Q&A period after each presentation. So feel free to put your questions in the live chat at all times, and we'll be able to answer them when the presentation is over. So we'll get started with our first group. So if the Computing Science Association wants to go ahead and share their screen, you guys can get started.
Okay. Here we go. Just for a check, is my mic sound okay?
Yeah, and your presentation is showing, so you're ready to go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Joseph. I'm the junior representative for UX, also known as the Undergrad Association of Computer Science. And as a quick rundown of who we are, we're the undergraduate representative body and social club for the computing science. We send weekly updates with information and upcoming events, usually pertaining to the computing science major. And we're an advocate for anything that you have regarding the department. And as for social events that we used to host, such as Computer 496 and other related events, we are currently planning on other social events to accommodate the current quarantine. Next, this one is not too particularly needed, but just as an FYI, as where we are, we're in the Computer Science Center, also known as CSC. Our room is CSC 140 and 1-54. The room that our club room is currently not open, but if you do have any questions about our group or about computer science, you're free to contact us at our email below right here. So ux@ux.ca. And we'll be happy to answer any of your questions and or lead you to the right direction. Some other things we would like to let you know is specifically to computing science majors, you have 24 access with your one card to the building. Just look at any of the entrances and swipe your one card and you should be able to access the building through there. And we have breakout rooms on the second and third floors of the building, though as of now, they should not be open to the public. We do send emails and updates about the current situation, and we'll let you know if you're interested in accessing breakout rooms. And we have a CS undergrad mailing list, which you can't unsubscribe from, though if you are interested and you aren't in the computing science major, I will provide a link at the end of the presentation if you are interested in receiving updates as well. And if you have any questions, as said before, you can contact us at the email. And as for our last slide, we are about to hold an election, not very soon, but we're planning to, for some free positions that we have in the UX executive body. And if you know anyone or you yourself are interested, feel free to contact us and or join our mailing list for more information. And that is all. Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation.
And I will just grab the link. Just hold on for a second. Oops. And do I just post a link in the YouTube chat or do I just send it off?
You can put it right in the YouTube live chat and they'll be able to access it there.
Okay, thank you. Just hold on for a second.
We do have a question from someone. As a computing science major, how can I join this association?
Oh, okay. Yeah. As said in the very last slide, if you want to join the association, just send us an email showing your interest, and we will be sending out updates about the election process as we currently have a few spots open for any curious students or any students interested. As to what those roles are, we're still planning out the logistics for it, but just stay tuned as it will be coming a few weeks after fall semester has started.
Awesome. I have a kind of a personal question. Are there any classes that you really enjoyed taking?
So this one's a bit difficult to answer because I've only completed my first year. So I don't really have much experience with a lot of comp sci classes, though I'd say from an honest opinion, the introductory courses don't really show the fun that's in computing science.
Okay.
Much more of it will happen in later courses. You just have to slug through them for now.
Get through the intro courses and you'll have fun in the higher level courses.
Yeah.
That seems like it's a similar trend between most most faculties.
Very true. And for those, oh, I see the chat now, and then just that's the Google Docs. And if you want to join the mailing list, assuming you're not in the computing science major, you can put your name down as well as your UAlberta email, and we'll be glad to send you updates within the computer science undergrads. And any tips for my first year? It's a bit difficult because there's this weird situation with online remote classes. I just suggest from my experience during the winter term as well as taking spring and summer courses is always go to all your classes. It's going to help you out a lot and it's going to keep you accountable for your educational career. You don't want to start slacking off just because you feel like you can't or you could watch the lecture at another time. If you start giving yourself excuses, you might fall down short within the course. Yeah.
That's some very true advice and something that'll be pretty important in the upcoming semester. If there aren't any more questions, we can transition over to our next group, which is physics. But thank you, Joseph, for your presentation. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay, yeah, we're good to go. Okay.
Yeah, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Okay. You guys can all hear me?
Yeah, it looks good. Go ahead.
Awesome. So my name's Robin. So I'm the VP Social for the Undergraduate Physics Society. So I'll just start off by talking about who we are. So we go by UPS is our short name. So we're a community of undergraduate students. So that includes your physics majors or minors, anyone taking a physics class, or anyone who's like interested in physics, things that we're doing. So we're not just exclusive to physics students. We get a lot of people from like engineering or also from math. So yeah, anyone who wants to join, you can join. So our executive team, we are made up of 6 physics students. We're all in our 3rd or 4th year right now. So we're in charge of planning events, upkeeping our lounge, and we also act as a representative to the department. Our president's on the department council, so we're sticking it to them for you guys. So yeah, so what we do, we really work to build a community and connection between undergraduate physics students. So we host a mix of social and academic events. And then we have our lounge normally. And so that's a really great place. We have lots of whiteboards, so people study here, hang out, and it's a really great way to connect with your peers. And it's where I spend most of my time normally. It's actually where I am right now. But so yeah, I'll just go over like what we would normally do. So our biggest thing for the most part is our lounge. So it's in the basement of CSIS. We have lots of whiteboards. We sell really inexpensive food, and it's just a really great place to like, you know, get help if you need help for homework or just talk to people and get to know each other. And yeah, so we also would normally be hosting a lot of social events. So we do end of term parties. We do an off-campus weekend trip with the Undergraduate Astronomy Society to this event called Jasper Dark Skies. And then we also do like game nights and sometimes movie nights. And then we also do some academic events. So last year we hosted a speaker series. And then we also did lab tours. So luckily so here are some pictures from some of the stuff that we've done in the past. Luckily, we're able to carry over a lot of those events that we would normally be doing and do them virtually. So we're planning virtual game nights, and then we're also really focusing on academic events and what we can really do to help, especially like people like our first and second year students, to stay connected within our community and then also get that help that you need. So we are hosting mini study groups. So I'll go over that a little bit more on the next slide. We're also doing a speaker series again. So the department itself, they host a weekly colloquium where they bring in speakers from other universities and they do a talk. In person, there would be donuts, which are amazing, but we can't do that right now. So those are really great. I would really encourage you to attend those department speaker series, like colloquiums. But they are really, I mean, it's like the professors and our like faculty that actually go to that. So they are very high level talks. So we wanted to also put on our own speaker series that were more geared to undergraduate students and that are kind of like digestible for our first and second year students. So we bring in professors, they talk about their research. We had a lot of success with this last year, and we're going to be continuing it over Zoom this year. So we're also planning some other like info session kind of things. So with the department, we're organizing a Meet the Prof night where you can just talk to your profs, which is really great for getting into like summer research. That's where I've found like my summer research opportunities just by talking to profs, things like that. We're also looking into doing like a resume building workshop, and then also just kind of having a panel about how to get into summer research and things like that. We also have a Discord server. So we have Discord servers for different classes where you can talk to classmates. And then we also have some that are just, you know, to socialize, hang out. And we're also pulling together an exam bank and other physics resources. So I'll link that all. That's all in the sheet that I'm going to send into the chat. So yeah, just with our mini study groups, just to go into those a little bit more. So these are study groups for primarily first and second year physics, math, and astro courses, but we're also doing them for the third and fourth year 300 and 400 level as well. So our first and second year courses are going to be mentored by an upperclassman. It's not going to be like a tutoring session, but it's just what we're trying to do is just get your classmates together so that you can meet up once per week or however much you want to, and then just have someone from those upper years who've taken these classes who can help you out. Yeah, so it's like a great way to stay on top of your coursework, make connections with your classmates, and, you know, yeah, just get all of your work done and stay on top of your stuff. And then you can also make those connections with your like upper year students because they are going to be great sources of information for like what courses to take, what their experiences look like, things like that. Yeah. So if you want to get involved, the first thing to do is to sign up for our mailing list. So even if you were signed up for our mailing list last year, we have a brand new U Alberta email, very fancy. So that you'll need to sign up for that again. That's also going to be in the link that I'm going to share in the chat. And then our first big event that's coming up is our annual general meeting. So that's going to be on the second Friday once we go back to school. So September 11th, we're going to host it over Zoom. And this is particularly particularly for our first years at large, So we're electing our first year at large. So that position, they're like a representative for the first year students. It's just a great way to like get involved with our organization. You don't have a lot of like specific duties. It's not going to be a lot of work, but it's a good way to just get involved with it. And then after we do our little election and check in, we're going to do like a virtual game night over Zoom, which I think will be a lot of fun. So yeah, you can also join our Discord server and then follow us on social media. And then last, before I go, I also just wanted to point you to some other awesome groups related to physics. So UAP JEDI, which is the University of Alberta Physicists for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. I'm also a part of this group. It's run by Dr. Lindsay LeBlanc, who is a professor in the department. She's really amazing. They do awesome stuff. So if that's something that interests you, I would really encourage you to to join that, which is also in that info sheet that I'm going to send out. And then also the Undergraduate Astronomy Society. They're kind of our sister group. We do a lot of stuff together, so they're awesome. So yeah, where to reach us, our new email is ups@ualberta.ca. And then you can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and then Discord as well. So if you have any questions at all, email us at that ups@ualberta.ca. You can also email me personally. I'm just learn@ualberta, like you learn in school. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation. That was very thorough. So hopefully everyone's able to get all the information.
Maybe a bit too thorough.
No, it was awesome. I guess I have a question while we're waiting on questions from the audience. Are there any physics courses that you really recommend people take, or maybe some that you avoid people take?
If you're in like especially like honors physics program, you don't have a lot of options until like your fourth year. One course that I took that not a lot of people take is Math Phys 464. So that's group theory and physics. I found it really, really super interesting. And it's really cool because it ties a bunch of different things from different courses together. So I would really recommend that course, especially if it's taught by Dr. Bouchard, who is amazing. So yeah.
Cool. You mentioned briefly the UAP JEDI. What types of things does the group do?
So they've mostly been doing just like social events. They're also, I can't remember what it specifically is called, but they're a part of this association between a bunch of different universities and a bunch of different physics departments where they're looking at how to promote equity and all those things, EDI initiatives, and how to bring that into the department. So yeah, they're doing, but it's also a good way just to kind of meet like-minded people in physics, because there's a lot of boys in physics. So yeah, it's cool to be able to meet people who think and look like you. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you have any questions?
Good resource.
No questions? Cool.
All right. Well, if there are no further questions, we can transition over to our last group, which is chemistry. But thank you, Robin, for that presentation. Hopefully you're able to get some people interested in physics, which I think they will be after that.
Thank you.
If Eugen, if you want to go ahead and share your screen, you can do that now.
For sure. Just give me 1 second. I really don't know if you can see me, but can you? Is this working?
Yeah, it looks good. We can see your presentation.
Okay, perfect. Hi, my name is Eugen. I am here to represent Chemistry Student Association, and I'm the co-president of CSA. So just a brief thing about us. So we are here to provide undergrad students with opportunities that will benefit them in future and even right now. and we represent all the undergrad chemistry students within Faculty of Science, but especially for Department of Chemistry. And we're the only student group out in Department of Chemistry, and we host a lot of events throughout the year. And our office is located in Chemistry Building E315. And we usually run like office hours regularly, but because of Corona, we won't be able to do that. So we're planning to transition to appointment-based, but I'll talk about that more later. So to briefly talk about our team and our roles, there's faculty advisor, Dr. Lundgren, and a lot of first year might see him in, I think, second semester. And so there's me and Abby as a co-president. We oversee all the events and all the other things. And Ba is here to manage our social medias, and Kayomi to send out emails, and she's the one who does minutes for meetings and share it with everyone. Svet and Nina are in charge of running events, applying for event applications, as well as advertising. Madison and Dylan are here as our connection to industry people or within our faculty. And Janet is the one who deals with money. So as I mentioned, there are services in our office that we offer, and they usually are done like in person. So microwaves, old exams, fridge, study space, information pamphlets about like grad school or our department, or even industries, and coffee maker. And there's old Station 1 games and foosball table, which are barely used. But these are usually offered in our office hours. But right now, as I mentioned, we'll do appointment-based, which the link will be shared in our website, or you can even email us when you like to use these services in your time. And one of us will try to make it there. So we have monthly things that we send out or even post in our social media / website. And the first thing I would like to talk about is the catalyst. So it's actually, the name is to catalyze your undergrad experience, knowledge, and connection to CSA and the Department of Chemistry, which I really like about the name. I think it's quite funny. But it's basically an official monthly newsletters that we send every month, and it includes upcoming events, special offers, the U Alberta feature, which I'll talk about later, volunteer opportunities, and great chemistry jokes. And you can receive the monthly newsletters by signing in our signing list, and you'll be able to get this email from our VP admin every month. U Alberta. So basically this is to highlight those who are exceptional in our field. And we basically get nominations from other people through emails or the link on our website. And we post this, we basically interview the people and ask if they're okay with like being posted. And we do that, and all their answers and what they talk about are in those post on our social media and our newsletter. So Svet, our like VP events this year, was actually nominated last year. And so if you want to look at her answers about interviews, go check it out. But you might wonder why we use those like funky Gilbert letters. The history is that uranium, aluminum, beryllium, and tantalum, they are the few seemingly random chemicals, but when you put them together with a radical R, you get U Alberta. And so basically it's to highlight those who are radical, like exceptionals in our field. And we also do a monthly blog, and it's written by CSA execs. And so they are really helpful. They're really fun to read. So they are on our website, and they will be notified in our social media once it's uploaded. But it includes events, chemistry, travel, personal development stories, and advices. So myself wrote a thing about like environmental chemistry, green chemistry last year. And Abby, which is my she wrote about like advices for the first year, like balancing lab courses, because it could be really heavy. Ba, our VP management, he wrote about undergraduate research experience last year. So I really recommend, if you have so many questions that you want to hear more about it, feel free to connect with us, and we'll explain more, and we'll tell you more about our experiences. And so every year we run many events, and these are the events we ran last year. So these are the 4, and we ran more, but I just chose 4 to talk about. And first, tie-dye your lab coat. So you get this like white fancy lab coat, and you kind of get sick and tired of it in like a month or 2. So right before the reading week for both first and semester, we ran tie-dye your lab coat. And it is basically you come in anytime throughout those 2 days before the reading week, and you just come and tie-dye your lab coat. We provide all the supplies, and you leave it over the reading week drying, and you get your lab coat. And you'll see walking around, like people walking around with their tie-dye lab coat, including myself. And another thing is free liquid nitrogen ice cream. So we get liquid nitrogens from the department, and we make ice cream out of it. And people really love this idea because who doesn't love ice cream? Another thing we ran was careers in chemistry. So like I mentioned, VP externals, their job is to connect with the people outside of the department, so aka like industrial people. And so they invite 5 or 6 speakers, and they talk about, they share about their experience to get to that point. Some people are from the lab industry. Some people are from, I remember one of the person was like the lab coordinator from different university. So I would really recommend anyone, like if there's any event with careers in chemistry related stuff, because it's really interesting. There's also Meet the Profs Night. I think the Physics Student Association talked about this, and basically we pretty much do the same thing. And it's at the Dewey's, which is the student bar, and we invite professors and like faculty members, and we just drink and eat and hang out with them. And they're people, so you get to know them and their research, and yeah. And so now everything being online, we had to come up with like something more interesting and fun. And so we wanted to continue running for careers in chemistry. And this will be over Zoom call, and we don't think it's going to be that hard. And the other one is Lanthanide series. So Lanthanides are basically a series of, I think, metallics. Like there are 15 of them, metallics elements. And they have like specific properties and something interesting about them. And we want to invite the people to talk about like anything they love about the Lanthanide series. There must be something interesting for them to continuously studying for them. So we wanted to run those events for like about a week. And the other one is literature discussed. So I remember in my first year, trying to read a paper was really, really hard because I could not understand anything. So this opportunity will be to understand and critically think how and why when you're reading papers. And that could really help you in your 4th year, 3rd year, even when you're first time you're doing research. So that's the opportunity that we are thinking of doing. And there's another one, Snow Glow. And that's basically we're going to provide all the supplies, and you build your own snow globes. So I think that's going to be really cute. And currently we are actually working on one of the event, and that's not discussed here. That is, we interviewed 1st and 2nd year instructors for the courses, and we're making a video, and we're going to post it on our website as well as the department's website. And it's gonna we're gonna ask questions like, what are you excited about? What do you want them to know about you? Such things. So that's gonna be an opportunity for you to get to know your instructors a bit better. So please follow us on our social media as well as subscribe on our email list. And our name is really simple. It's CAMSA U of A. And feel free to check our website. That's like right here. You can definitely Google it and they'll pop up right away. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that presentation. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat now. While we're waiting for that, I was wondering if you have any advice for someone who's taking one of the 1st year Chem 100 courses. Any advice for their labs and just for the course in general?
Sorry?
Do you have
I'm
any
so sorry.
advice?
It was cut off and I like missed all of it.
Oh, sorry. Do you have advice for the Chem 100 labs and lectures?
I remember 101, if you just took like normal like chemistry like courses in high school, like 101 was like very eye-opening. I didn't know much about it, and so honestly my advice is when you don't understand a concept, feel free to ask professors because they're really good at explaining. And also for the labs, please enjoy them. I know a lot of people don't like reading the lab manuals, but my experience when I read the lab manuals and go in, I feel so confident and I know what I'm doing. And so that feels really good. And I would say that's probably one of the best feelings that you're going to have as a chemistry major, or even just taking chemistry courses. Like, I got to say, I didn't start as a chemistry major, but after taking 101 and 102, I joined chemistry. And also communicating and interacting with your TA really helped because whenever I don't understand, like I didn't even have to go see my prof because I could just talk to my TA and then TA will tell you everything. So I would definitely suggest that and just have fun. Like, don't get stressed.
That's some pretty good advice. Alternatively, do you have any advice for organic chemistry labs specifically?
Ooh, organic chemistry labs. So, organic chemistry labs can be tough. I know a lot of people who really despise organic chemistry lab and the write-ups and the lab finals and more. And to be honest, organic chemistry lab was a series of understanding of things. So in order to understand how one thing works, you need to understand how the one before that works. So understanding the mechanisms before you actually do it will really, really help you, because basically just pouring in reactions happening in one beaker, basically we're making that mechanism's arrows to move around. So just understanding that mechanisms will really help you understand, like in the lab, oh, I'm just building this product and this is the intermediate. So those kind of things I'll suggest doing. But have fun again.
That sounds like some good advice. Thank you. All right. If there are any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. While we let those questions come in, I'm actually going to take the opportunity to give Millennium STEM a little bit of a plug. So I'll share my screen now. Is that everyone's able to see it?
Yep, looks good.
Thank you. All right, so for the last webinar for the UNI 101 webinar series, tomorrow we are hearing from some of the engineering undergrad associations. So that's tomorrow at 4 o'clock if you're interested in any of those. I believe there are also some clubs coming as well. So if you're just interested in some of the clubs on campus, I think EcoCar is one of them. Feel free to check that out. And then on Sunday, August 30th, we are having Shift. Shift is Millennium STEM's first Canada-wide webinar, and it's showcasing recent advancements made in the tech industry and exploring emerging career opportunities that intersect with tech. So through Shift, students will have the opportunity to explore topics such as machine learning, blockchain technology, and cloud computing. So if you're interested, join us on Sunday to shift the idea of what a tech professional looks like and debunk misconceptions about women in tech. If that's interesting to you, check out our website and you'll be able to find out more information about that. Eugen, if you want to answer that question, I can turn it back over to you.
It's okay. I can just type if I want you to keep talking.
Okay, for sure. All right, you can answer your question in the chat. I'll go back to sharing my screen.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all right, I'll share my screen. The last thing here is if you're interested in more of Millennium STEM's activities, join us, follow us on Instagram at Millennium STEM Alberta. Facebook at Millennium Alberta, and we also have a LinkedIn, Millennium STEM Alberta. Through there, you'll be able to find out some of the upcoming events we're having. Hopefully, we'll be having more online networking type events in the future. We'll see how that goes and what the COVID climate is looking like to see what we can do. Hopefully, in a couple, maybe a year or so, we'll be able to have another TechCon, another conference again, where we introduce high school students to different careers in STEM and stuff like that. So yeah, follow us on social media to stay updated for things like that. Again, here is the QR code to our handbook. So this was a compilation of resources made by our team for all the resources that the U of A has to offer. Some are related to programs, some are related to just resources like health and wellness, and others are just related to COVID. So go ahead and scan this now if you're interested in that. It's a great way just to have everything you need all at your fingertips. I'll leave that up for a little bit longer, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat right now. I think Eugene's answering all those questions in the chat, which is great. But if anyone has any other questions, go ahead. All right, well, thank you everyone for attending. Thank you to our presenters for giving those awesome presentations. I know I learned a lot about all these other faculties and departments that I don't know too much about, so thank you guys again for that. I believe that's everything. Eugene, if you want to keep talking to that person in the comment, we can leave the live chat running, I think, for a little bit longer, or maybe you guys can exchange your contact info. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching our stream as well. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for undergraduate or engineering undergraduate presentations.